Guys, we raised like I was, and just keep constantly hearing that, like, oh, you play games? What a waste of time. Well, I'm here to spin that and say, you know what? Games are valuable, and you can learn a lot from them. I felt inspired to start making videos that, after I finish a game, I use for background footage that I could give a review and talk about it. If it did move me, of course. There's some games that, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I just kind of finished just because sunk cost fallacy. But there were a few games that just grabbed my attention and I couldn't stop playing them. And this is one of my all time favorite games I played as a kid, Halo Wars. And hi, if you're new here, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self love. Now, I look at the games we play aren't just, escape from reality. They're a simulator for how we handle our internal battles and mental roadblocks. Recently, I've been seeing like these AI generated videos of Master Chief saying like, "I'm proud of you, Spartan. Keep going." Like, but honestly, genuinely, that moved me because now what does Master Chief represent? Resilience, moving forward, like this positive masculine archetype. And in the Course in Miracles, it says the Holy Spirit can use anything for good, anything. And that includes games. And David Hoffmeister, one of the best teachers of the Course, in my opinion, he does like movie reviews. They watch a movie and then they talk about the themes. And I want to do it for this. But I want to start with the meta about Halo Wars. It's like just a game being made by itself. It's a sign of resilience, of making the best out of a not so good situation. Act Man made a great video about it. How Ensemble Studios, they wanted to make a strategy game and they had this concept, but then Microsoft was like, "Oh no, actually, you're gonna make it into a Halo game." And they got no support from Bungie whatsoever. They kind of like looked at it like, "Ugh, what are you doing? This is our property." I'm really wondering what was going through Bungie's head. I understand maybe it's hard to like give your IP to somebody else or like let someone handle your IP. But despite that, the game looks and feels like Halo, and that should be really celebrated. Because they could have really screwed it up, but I think Halo Wars is a great like extended lore thing, especially if you're like me. I read a few of the books, not all of them, but I remember especially that time when it came out, I was super into Halo because my ex-best friend Tio, he actually introduced me to Halo and the books like Contact Harvest, and just seeing Halo in a different perspective. I was so hyped for this game, man. I remember watching the E3 video, the gameplay footage that wasn't even like how the real game was. Like, if you guys know, there's like this scene where like, oh look, you can see your soldiers. They're training in boot camp, which is not in the final game. But I was in 8th grade, guys, when it came out. I remember being just so happy for it. And the thing is also that Halo Wars was, I believe, one of the first RTS games on console. So it was already a black sheep. It was a black sheep for that. It had everything going against it. Right? It's rather simple because of that. I had just a lot of fun reliving this game. I beat on Legendary. I didn't. They rank you on how well you do the levels. I didn't do so well, but I still beat it. Part of my new challenge is to beat all the Halo games on Legendary. And I was thinking the way we approach a challenge in the game is the exact same way we approach challenges in our lives. So I'll give you guys example. I was relying on past knowledge or relying on my past to face this challenge. There's this one level. I didn't have gameplay footage of it, but there's this level where you have to defeat this scarab head. Scarab is shooting lasers. It, it, your base is only defended by rocks, and slowly it will keep shooting the rocks away until it gets to your base, and it's game over. And as a kid, I remember I used a bunch of Cobra units, just like anti-vehicle units, and I just spammed it, and I beat it. But when I tried that strategy again as an adult, maybe because as a kid I think I played on heroic difficulty, but that strategy was not working. I just kept trying it over. I'm like, surely this time it's gonna work, right? I remember it working as a kid. And I think this is something I find myself doing a lot too. In games and in real life. It's like I keep doing the same thing over and over again. I'm like, no, it's gotta work this time. It's gotta work this time. And I understand it's important, like, to be consistent and everything. But if a strategy isn't working, take a step back and be like, okay, let's experiment. What can we do differently? And that's what I did. I said, okay, well, Cobras aren't working. And like, what's my go-to? ODSTs. I love ODSTs. Love the whole concept of them. And they're the best infantry unit. It takes a lot of resources to get them up and going, but that you can basically drop them anywhere on the map as long as you have, you'll have the fog of war. And I researched ODSTs and plus Cobra units. I did so my old strategy and a new strategy merged, and I beat it. A little cheesed though, because there's this place of cover, like a tower, a Covenant tower. I put my ODSTs there, and the Scarab was just focusing on that, and they wasn't doing any damage to them. So that really helped me out. Not sure how that relates to real life, but the strategy worked. I had something similar as well. There was, towards the end of the game, you have 3 teams of Marines to rescue from the flood. And I was hitting my head against the wall. Nothing I did was working. I knew you shouldn't probably use infantries because the flood forms infect the infantry and make more flood forms. So I thought vehicles, and it just wasn't working. And then I figured, okay, maybe let's try this. I'm gonna focus on upgrading one unit to the max, and that was my tanks. I upgraded the Scorpion tank to all of his upgrades, so it's like fully upgraded. I made as many tanks as I could, and I just steamrolled for the flood. And this is the thing that what I really liked about the game. It's like a puzzle. It's solving a puzzle, right? And when I finally got that right strategy down, bro, such a great feeling. And I feel about in life that it is about focusing on one thing. Often at times, and so I'm working on Healthy Gamer, that I would overwhelm myself. I would plan all these things I want to do, and I would do none of them. I'm like, oh man, I didn't do anything. But it just takes one thing. I remember Sylvester Stallone said, it's like, it's a one win, the small victories. Now I find myself, when I do sit down to work on my passion or on a project, I focus on, okay, just one thing. I'm going to focus on this until I'm done. And just like with the Scorpions, it works out. Right? And then it has been working out, instead of course, spreading yourself too thin and accomplishing nothing. And also in the lore of the game, I think it really shows about resilience. And Halo, its lore, its story, it just embodies resilience, determination. In the beginning of the game, Captain Cutter talks about that it took 5 years to get Harvest back, the first planet attacked by the Covenant. 5 years, which the Act Man in his video talked about. Maybe that was Ensemble Studios talking about the development of Halo Wars. 5 years. Setback after setback, loss after loss. And look at it also with our healing journey, guys. You might lose some battles, but did you lose the war? As long as you're still in there, you're in the trenches. Look what happened in Halo, just by itself. Like, humanity was on the brink of extinction, but they kept going. Eventually, they won, and in Halo Wars. In the game, Captain Cutter faced many challenges. I'm sure he lost some battles, lost some good men, but he fulfilled his mission because he stuck with it. And here's the thing, just generally in games, but especially in strategy games, was I found myself, when I was into self-loathing and self-betrayal, if I failed a mission, if I lost some men in my life, if you know, facing a challenge, losing, I would turn inwards and attack myself and be like, oh, you bitch, how could you let this happen? And I would give up. But we don't do that in games because we believe we can win. And this is a message for myself and to you guys, that to take a step back and take the emotional charge out of everything and just look at it like, what can I do differently here? I had my campaign, which was the phone, the time waster. I had this bad habit of bringing my phone in bed, and there was some anger, like, oh, I did it again. Why did I do that? But then I took a step back and I said, right, what can I do about it? I saw this one video. This guy bought this time box that you put, that you don't, because even if you have it in your room, you still have the temptation, the urge. But in this time box, you put it in, you set a timer, and you can't reach it until the timer gets out. And that has been such a game changer for me. I still find myself, or rather, choosing to use my phone when I'm tired, but I have that option, and I have been using it. Like, oh, too much time on my phone, in the box you go. Especially at night, I just have a rule, like, right, I can't go to bed unless my phone is in the box. See, I was relying on my old strategy, like the Cobras, which in case like willpower, or like, oh, I could trust myself. It's okay to be like, oh, let's call in some ODSTs, which is for me the time box, and I solved the problem. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this newer type of video. Please subscribe for more healing content like this. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. Take care.